Did you know that the first thing that goes in life is your posture, followed by your balance? We cannot stop the aging process, but we can slow it down by looking after our bodies, keeping mobile, keeping strong, working those joints, and being as active as possible. Today's class is a standing mobility flow, focusing on those two things and also some core work. You will need a flat surface. I'm on my wobbly lawn again, so we'll see how it goes. And one piece of equipment. I'm going to use a flip-flop. You can use anything like a yoga block, a water bottle that's empty. So you just need something that you can pass from hand to hand, and we will be using this at the end of the class. So without further ado, we will begin. So come to your mat or your flat surface. The feet are around hip distance apart, knees stacked over ankles, pelvis over the knees, shoulders are back and down, core is in, chin is parallel to the earth, crown of the head to the sky, palms facing forward, and just close the windows of the eyes. Take a moment to settle here on your mat, thanking yourself for practicing today. There is no movement practice we ever do that we regret. Sometimes pulling on those yoga pants or our workout gear can be the hardest step of all. So just start to center in on the breath, maybe noticing where your feet are in contact with the earth, bringing your awareness there. And then when you're ready, slowly open the eyes. We'll start just stretching out the spine. On an inhale, palms come up to the sky. And then an exhale, release down to the side. So we do 5 of these. That's 1, 2, you can keep the eyes closed if it feels good. 3, 4, and 5. Really stretching out that spine. And release down. Bring the fingertips to the shoulders. Do some shoulder rolls, just 5 going backwards. Working in all the nooks and crannies today. Feeling that movement in the joint, getting the synovial fluid going. That's what lubricates our joints. And then when you've done 5, we just go the other way. I can already feel my face dripping in sweat. I am kind of in direct sunlight here. It is the afternoon and the sun is getting lower. It's kind of impossible to be out here in bright sun. And release. We'll work on the opening the upper back a little bit. So I'll turn to the side. On an inhale, palms come up. And then round the spine as if you are an Olympic diver, leaning forward, engaging this core to support the lower spine. And as you inhale, arms will come to cactus, chest to the sky, opening the throat. 4 more of these. Coming forward into this dive as you exhale. Inhale, opening the chest and the throat. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, open. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. 1 more, I think. Exhale, round. I always lose count. And then release. Bringing the feet about hip distance apart. Arms come out to a T. We'll start to rotate from the waist, clapping the hands together. So trying to keep this pelvis as forward as possible. It may move a little bit. Then over to the other side. So just working on rotation of the spine here. 5 in each direction. That's 2. 3. 4, I think. And 5. Come to center. Grounding down into both feet. Inhale, the arms come up. Interlace the fingers, so I'll show you like a Charlie's Angels mudra. As you exhale, lean over to one side, and then the foot that you're leaning away from, really ground that into the earth. Pelvis is facing forward, getting this side stretch in the spine. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the other side, so grounding into the opposite foot, reaching out the arms. If this is too tough, you can always have the arms like this. You can always modify. Back over to side one. All our bodies are different. Inhale up and then over to this side. And then back up and releasing down. A little bit of hip mobility here. Grounding into one foot. Strengthening this leg, locking it, keeping it active. Zipping up the midline in this root lock, our Mula Bandha. Shoulders are down, hands to the hips. Find a fixed gazing point. And then bring this knee up. And imagine there's a pen on the end of the knee. Just start to draw a circle. You can always hold on to a chair here as well. So we'll do 5 in one direction and then 5 in the other. That fixed gazing point helps so much. I always find it quite difficult to balance outdoors. I'm focusing on a big, luscious tropical plant, but the leaves are moving, so maybe it's not ideal. And one more. And release, shake it out. And the other side. So grounding into this leg, making it active. Hands to the hips, shoulders are back and down. Zipping up the midline. Grounding into all 4 corners of that foot. Bringing this knee up. Remember, you can always hold on. And then start to draw circles 5 times in one direction. Even breathing, focus mind, and then go the other way. Just do the best that you can do. I can tell you that every day balancing is different. Some days I just fall over all the time, and other days I'm as steady as a rock. And release. From here, open the feet wide. Feet go out at an angle, knees will be tracking over the toes, coming into a goddess squat. So this is working on horizontal abduction of the thighs, or the hip joint rather. Sitting deep into this squat, so this is great for the inner thighs and the strength of the legs. Arms will come out to sun god, so palms are facing up to the sky. There's plenty of sunshine here, but I believe in some parts of the world it's winter time. So we'll hold here for 5 breaths. Sending some vibes up to sun god to bring more sunshine. Maybe sit a little bit lower. If you lift the toes, it really activates the core. You can stay here, or you can come up for a bit of relief and then come back down again. We'll work on lifting one heel at a time. This is working on ankle mobility, the mobility of the toes, stretching out the bottom of the feet, maybe sit a little bit deeper, remembering to breathe, remembering this is only temporary, you're doing really well, this is pretty intense. You can stay here or straighten the legs briefly for relief, then come back down. And we'll lift both heels at the same time. Sit deeper down, breathing here. Focus mind. This is a balance, a leg strengthener. And release. Shake out those legs. And moving on. Working on the rotation of the spine again, but we'll incorporate a little bit of balance. So grounding down into the feet. Pick which leg you're going to stand on. You can mirror me. Hands to the hips. Ground into all four corners of the foot. Lift this opposite knee up. The hands will come out to cactus. And as you exhale, rotate round. Inhale back. Leg comes down. Other leg goes up. Rotate round. Back to center. So 5 on each side. So that's 1 that we've done. This is 2. Remembering to breathe. 3. 3, I nearly said 4, cheating. This one is 4. And 5. So if you do it slower, it's a lot more challenging. And release down and shake it out. From here, we will move on to working on the outer thighs, incorporating balance. This also helps with the core. Grounding down into one foot. You can bend this knee a little bit. I'm going to be looking at the ground to get my balance. Palms come to the chest. Extend the opposite leg out to the side and lifting from the hip and down. So 10 on this one side. That's 1, 2, 3, slow and steady. 4, imagine you're a ballet dancer. 5, 6, 7. You can keep the foot hovering in between, makes it a little bit more challenging. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Shake it out. Side B, grounding into the standing foot, getting your stable base, palms to the chest, fixed gazing point, maybe on the floor just in front of you, leg extended out to the side, engaging, zipping up the midline. Inhale, lift, exhale down. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And shake it out. Well done. Moving back to goddess legs. So feet are going out ankle, knees tracking over the toes, sitting down into our goddess squat. This time we will do moon god. Hands come up facing forward. Moon god crunches. So on an exhale, this elbow is going to come to the thigh and then come back up, sitting deep, over to the other side and back up. So 5 each side. So this is 2, 3, 4, and 5. And release. Shaking out the legs. Now we'll do some front kicks. You can do this with the hands on the hips, like this, or a bit more challenging, have both arms to the sky. So pick which version you want to do. We'll do 5 on each leg. Inhaling this leg up, touching the toes, and then the other. That's 1. So this is great for your core, for your balance, for your posture. Stretching out the hamstrings as well. So depending on the flexibility of your hamstrings is whether or not you might be able to reach the toe. You can always do this with bent legs. You modify everything. Just because I'm doing it in a certain way, it doesn't mean you have to. All our bodies are different. We're all unique. I've lost count. Let's do 2 more each side. That's 1. And then this. And shake it out. Now we'll do some pendulum swings. So doing this movement, our bodies know this movement. We'll take it up a notch further. I'll turn to the side. Hands will come to the chest. Ground down into one foot. On an inhale, the other leg comes up. And as you exhale, come forward, tipping from the hips into a warrior 3 shape. Activate that whole of that back body. And then inhale, come back up. So that's 2, 3. Trying to keep the hips parallel to the earth. Maybe your eyes can move along an imaginary line on the floor to help keep your focus. 4, 5. Let's do 5 more. 6, 7, really burning out the standing leg. 8, 9, and 10. Shake it out and we'll do the other side. So it might be a different story on the other side. It usually is for me. Getting that stable base, centering, grounding into all 4 corners of the feet. Palms come to the chest. And then inhale this leg forward and exhale down. 1, 2. Remember, you can always hold on to a chair or a wall. And as your body becomes more familiar with the movement, you can prise yourself away from the chair or the wall. Our bodies are such great machines. They respond so quickly if we are consistent with our practices. And these balances are so good to help us with strength of mind, focusing, and release, shake it out. Well done. Grab hold of your object. I've got my flip-flop. Take it in one hand. And inhale, reach the arm up. Bring it behind and grab with the other one. And then reverse it. So this is a great move for the mobility of the shoulders. If you're finding that your object is not long enough to grab with the opposite hand, pause the video and go and find something a bit longer. Maybe, I don't know, a wooden spoon, or I don't know, some long kind of pole. I'm sure you have something around the house that you can grab. Maybe a garden tool. It's not too heavy. And we'll do this for a little while. Just getting into the shoulders. Breathing. Enjoying that feeling. I do like working on shoulder mobility. Okay, so we've mastered the arms. Let's move on to the legs. So taking your object in one hand, grounding into the feet, lift the opposite knee. This will come under, down, lift, and down. So grounding into the foot, gauging the core as that knee comes up. Fixed gazing point helps. We will combine these two movements, so this will use a little bit of brain power as well as our balance, our posture, our strength. So taking it in one hand, we'll do the shoulders on both sides and then lift the opposite knee. This comes under, under, and then again over, over, under, and under, over, over, under, and under. Now we're going to ramp it up a little bit, so we'll do the shoulders, then come under, and this knee will stay up. We'll do the shoulders again, and then this time it comes under from the outside over to the other side. Keeping it up, under, under, have you got it? I often find that in a class, if you're balancing and the teacher makes a comment about don't fall over, or make sure you're not thinking about what you can have for dinner, I find that I always fall over. When you're in the zone or in that flow state and you're just intuitively doing the movement, I find it's much better. A couple more of these. These movements are quite simple, but sometimes we forget the basics, and the basics are what build the foundation for other movements. And finito. Well done. Come back to the mat, maybe close the eyes, release the arms down, just focus, center in. Your heart rate may be a little bit elevated. Breathe in a bit quicker. Just center here for a moment. Lift the arms up to the sky. Full body stretch. Arms come down. Again, lift the arms up, stretch up to the sky. Come down. Well done. Thank you for practicing with me. Some of that was a little bit challenging. If you practice indoors, I recommend trying to practice outdoors, maybe on a lawn like I am, because it does ramp it up a little bit. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you like the content I post, please subscribe to my channel. Every subscribe counts, and I'm truly grateful for everyone that spends time practicing with me, liking my videos, leaving me comments, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much. And if you know where this t-shirt is from, put a comment below and let me know.